Right. So if you have been watching my channel for pretty much any length of time, you'll recognize this YouTube channel. This is Tori. I've done a couple videos with her. The very first one I did was the Chaos Blade. And then we did the couple playthroughs. We did this one together, and then we did the Ornstein and Smo run together. But her very first video on YouTube was the speedrun to end Petrus. And I love this concept. I'm gonna avoid playing her video on here, but and you should absolutely go watch it. It's great. I love this concept. This is such a fun run to do. But long story short, her final time for her best run was 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is my goal time for this video. I want to get something better than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, I've already recorded all my runs. I will not spoil how it went, but I've already recorded all my runs, so this is all going to be post-commentary. I'm going to show my first run in its entirety and talk over it and explain the run, and then explain how I did things better and show you my best time at the end. So initially, I was just doing funny names, and I thought Petrus and all caps would have been funny for this run. I started with the female characters just because principle, if nothing else. Though the male character is actually faster, I didn't learn that for a while. Thief class because I wanted the bandit's knife. Now, normally you would choose thief class for the master key, so you could also have black fire bombs. However, because we're just going straight to Petrus, there's literally no use for the master key, but I still wanted thief because the bandit's knife has a really high critical attack, or crit modifier, whatever. So again, this is my first run. I barely know what I was doing. I didn't even toggle at all, I don't think. But I did grab the black fire bombs because that lets you kill the asylum demon extremely quickly. I didn't toggle sprint or anything like that. Now, of course, I've played Dark Souls a lot, so my menuing is decent. I can menu in the time that I have, no problem. Most of the time, anyway. Didn't really have to work on that at all throughout the run. See, the Asylum Demon quick kill, I had no idea how to do at this point. I just knew that you're supposed to run to the rubble pile and start throwing firebombs. And with that, this is a shockingly good Asylum Demon fight for how little I knew how to do it. I'm still really inconsistent with it, but every now and then I'll get a good Asylum Demon fight. And of course I skipped the target shield because parrying with the fist is just as easy. Though my Petrus fight wasn't exactly easy. I died to him in this run a couple times, I think. Use this fog wall as an opportunity to equip that because that's really the only opportunity you're given. That was a really bad quit out. Just like with general menuing, I should be good at doing that by now, but for some reason I'm just not. And then, you know, you talk to Oscar to get stuff. Oh, quitting out there breaks that because of doing a certain amount of object damage when you get out of the... Or when you... The spawn in animation does a bunch of object damage so you don't get stuck inside of objects. And because you spawn in touching the object, you know, it takes that object damage that normally only the boulder would do. This one is based on IGT, or in-game time. So quitting out there skips the door opening animation, and it does take a little bit longer in real time, but because the run is measured in in-game time, it saves time to do that. Because, you know, the game time isn't going up while you're not actually in the game. And then you just go straight to Petrus and beat him up. Now, I think the opening with a firebomb is what I did through the entire, or all of my attempts to the run. I was really, really bad at parrying here, and I have no idea why, because I'm pretty decent at parrying other enemies, but I just couldn't parry Petrus for whatever reason. Also throwing firebombs while he's holding his shield up. Don't do that. He also will take a long time to attack sometimes after you throw the first black firebomb. He can just kind of stand there and walk around and not actually attack you. Or he'll pull out his talisman and use emit force, which can be annoying. Not emit force, just force. I have no idea why I just could not parry. Eventually I got good at parrying him, but killing Petrus was definitely the hardest part of the run. Not hard, mind you, but the hardest part of the run. Though, I guess my first couple attempts proved that otherwise. But again, eventually killing Petrus just kind of became rote. It's the only part of the run that really requires, like, potentially doing something different. And at this point, because I only had one black firebomb left, why did I throw it there? What? Oh, right, okay. And then I started using backstabs. I don't think killing him with a backstab would have actually lost time, because the time you don't quit out, you can't quit out rather, until after his dialogue ends, and I think he can talk while being backstabbed. Yeah. I don't know if you can skip through his dialogue while in the critical animation though, I don't remember, but generally I just killed him with a firebomb later on. So that's the first run, 3 minutes 46 seconds, so, you know, a lot of time to make up for there. And a lot of things I could have done to make up for that time. I don't remember that name at all. Peter Killer. What does that mean? I mean Petrus, Peter. Okay, whatever. That's really funny. So at this point, I guess for my second run, I started toggling. I don't know why I didn't do it for the first run if I already knew about it, because I didn't look up anything between these two runs. But I didn't know why I was toggling. I think I thought it made stamina restore quicker. What it actually does is skip the acceleration animation when you first start running. So if you see there's like that kind of jog animation before it actually goes into the run animation. That's also a much better spot to be for the Asylum Demon quick kill. So, oh, okay, I guess I just quit out. So after the third bomb, you usually want to dodge. Because usually what happens is the Asylum Demon will do the like jump attack with his hammer. Though, for some reason, every now and then it just doesn't, and I have no idea why. I don't know exactly what causes the Asylum Demon to use specific attacks, and I could never get it consistently through all of my attempts at this run. Yeah, so I was toggling not when I started running, but like while stamina restoring, because again, I didn't know why I was toggling. I did eventually figure it out, though not for quite a while. Now, in a normal speedrun, when you're not grabbing the starting weapon, because the starting weapon is pretty much useless in normal speedruns because you push the Black Knight off the edge and use a Black Knight halberd, that undead with the bow would actually block your way, so you need to kind of like punch him out of the way. And there were a couple times that I tried to do that, but there's literally no reason to in this one, because you pick up the weapon and then you can just run right past him while going up the stairs. So I don't know why I tried to do that a couple times, but I don't actually try until later because I hadn't watched any actual speedruns recently when I was recording this. So I was slightly better for this second Petrus fight. Not second, the second time I got two you know what I mean. Oh, that sucks that didn't kill him. Okay, well. That wasn't a terrible run, all things considered, for being my second, like, actual full run. 235. That was my best run for a very long time. I didn't know I did that so early. I thought I did that later. But only 5 seconds to go. I thought at this point, oh, this is going to be an easy run to beat. I guess so what Tori was doing is she was using the bandit because the axe has the highest attack, I believe, of all the starting weapons, and it has good strength and all that. So if you're not parrying, the bandit axe or the bandit's axe, just the battle axe or whatever it's called, is a pretty good weapon for fighting NPCs. But because you can parry, the bandit's knife is better, I think. I mean, clearly, I got 235 at that point, so I figured my strategy was faster. I just needed to do better. I think you run slightly faster when you're naked. I don't know, speedrunners do it, so I was doing it. I couldn't tell you exactly why. Like how I was doing the toggling earlier, even though I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was using it wrong, and it didn't actually make me go faster until later. Philip. That's a pretty good name. I think I tried to do funny names for most of it. Okay, and at this point, yeah, I had started using male characters because I just knew they were faster. And I thought if I could get 235 with a female character, then a 230 with a male character should have been easy. And Plip, I figured I'd go through the evolution line here. Go with Piplup, Prinplup, and then Empoleon? I don't remember, actually. Okay, well, Prinplup immediately failed to pick up the key. I don't know why that happened. Oh, never mind. Prinplup gets another chance. That one didn't count. It's fine. I think at this point I wanted to do some no reset runs just to like get a feel for it. If I made bad mistakes like that, like just throwing the black firebomb into a random pot, then I was okay with resetting for that. Because that's a terrible mistake that makes the entire rest of the run difficult. Yeah, okay, it was Empoleon. I was right. Not sure why Empoleon specifically is a female, but I guess our penguin transitioned between evolution stages. Yeah, so that jump is way faster than... What? How did that completely miss? I'm watching at double speed. But that jump is way faster than I was expecting. People. I'm watching at double speed for my sake, because there's really not much to talk about in a lot of these runs. So that's why it's going so fast. But yeah, the best possible thing to happen is throwing 3 firebombs, dodging immediately to not get hit, and then throwing 2 more firebombs like that. But usually you'll want to roll to the side. I just couldn't do it with that attack because I would have gotten hit, right? So I had to roll backwards instead of to the side. So I lost a couple seconds there. Yeah, that's what I mean by Petrus just standing there, not attacking you. Why did he spam that so much? Hey, will this be a good Petrus fight? So eventually what I figured out is that throwing a black firebomb immediately after the riposte is actually the best thing to do. Because, so what will happen is you riposte, you throw a black firebomb, he'll attack, so you can riposte again, and then you can, or if he doesn't attack, he'll try to heal, and you could throw another black firebomb. So usually you'll want to parry, riposte, black firebomb as he's getting back up. You have to throw it immediately, otherwise he can dodge out of the way. But so as soon as the riposte animation is done, you press the throw black firebomb button, the item button, and that will hit him as soon as he gets up, and then you can just go from there. And usually it's pretty easy after that point. See, that is the ideal Asylum Demon fight. That is exactly what you want to happen. Yeah, missing a parry sucks because from there he uses force pretty often, not all the time, but pretty often. And force you just can't do anything about. You just kind of have to dodge and then hope he attacks next time. You can dodge and then throw a black firebomb, but usually he'll be shielding again by that point. So yeah, I was kind of just experimenting with the Petrus fight at this point because, you know, obviously I knew this run wasn't going to be great, having died. If he gets a heal off, usually you'll be able to hurt him enough that you can kill him with a single black firebomb while he's healing. But if he's able to heal, then all your progress is erased, basically. If I had gotten that fight first, that would have been a much better run, but still wouldn't have been sub 230. So I stopped playing after that one, took a break, and then came back after, I don't know, like a day or two, I think. It was 2 days later. Never mind. I forgot I can check the metadata. At this point, my funny names, quote unquote, just kind of became collections of letters. Starting off strong with a really good Asylum Demon fight. Wow. Still had no idea what toggling did. I still got hit by the arrow. basically the same as last run. And again, I think that's the best part, to do that really bad quit out. That was like a really bad quit out. Wow. This was my first run of the day though, so just before this run, I actually had watched a speedrun, and I learned that you could pull up the gesture menu by holding the select button while you're going through the cutscene, or while you're skipping the cutscene, and that'll skip the text being on screen when in Lordran, level up and kindle bonfires. You can get rid of that immediately, and that will let you sprint faster. So this was a decent run. 247. Oh, yeah, makes sense actually. Still though, I'm surprised that was slower than the other one. That seemed like a good run. I missed the first two firebombs. That's a completely valid reason to reset a run. Used the same name too. That's funny. At this point, I was just kind of done with bad Asylum Demon fights, I guess. Pickle's pretty good. That's a good name. So, I'm actually going to let this one play at normal speed. What happened was, I didn't touch this run for like 2 months for no particular reason. I was just doing other videos, other runs, other stuff. So I just didn't touch this run for a long time. And I came back. This was, as of today, it was yesterday, I think. And I wanted to get this done. I was going to stream this actually, but it's probably a good thing I didn't, because it took me literally 10 minutes to get a run I was happy with. But I was going to stream this, and then I ended up getting sick, so I didn't stream it. But I still wanted to get this done because I have stuff I'm working on, or stuff I'm occupied this whole week. So I'm not actually going to be able to get a video out for next week. So I'm recording this on Sunday, which is when I usually don't do any work. You know, I take my weekends on the weekends. But because I won't be able to do any work at all over this week, I figured it would probably be a good idea to do this now. So I finally learned what the toggling was for. I watched Mino's old speedrun video, the speedrun tutorial. It's so weird hearing Mino's old voice, but I watched that tutorial, and I finally learned that toggling is to skip the sprint animation, or the speed up animation. But you can do the same thing with blocking, so that's why I put the straight sword hilt in my offhand, so I could block with it and skip that animation. Obviously that was a terrible Asylum Demon fight. But the strategies I use in this one will be used for the other runs here, so I'm just going to skip straight to the final run after I explain a few of the things that I learned for here. I was upset about that. I just wanted to push him out of the way. That's what I was talking about with pushing him out of the way. There's no reason to. Again, you can just run past him on the stairs after picking up the weapon. I don't think that's any slower. It might be a little bit, but not very much. I kept the straight sword hilt in my offhand. I actually did the jump to quit out, but I messed it up, obviously. So if you jump, you can quit out while you're jumping, so that your position will move forward, but you can, still do the quit out like while approaching, so it is faster, just a little bit. And I got better at it over the course of the couple runs that I did on this day. And that quit out was really slow because I forgot that you need to get rid of the dialogue that says you use the big pilgrim's key before you can actually quit out. I didn't worry about my health because I figured if I died, or if I didn't do good against Petrus, I should probably restart anyway. But at this point, I was pretty good at fighting Petrus. It's not like I had practiced beforehand or whatever, but I was just better at it. I more knew what to expect from the timing. I completely forgot he opened with force there. That's really funny. I think I tried to backstab just to like salvage this. This is what I mean by he just walks around. It's so annoying. Oh my god, that was brutal. Yeah, so you firebomb, riposte, firebomb while he's getting up to you. And then usually he'll heal at this point, and I should have thrown a firebomb here instead of just slashing at him. That would have killed him, obviously, but hindsight is 20/20, I suppose. But I did do better in a later run. And I figured since I died here, I might as well immediately reset. Now we can go to the final run of this day. I'll do this. I'll show this whole thing completely unedited. Lil. And at this point, I was just using the male characters. I did that all day this day. Just because I wanted to get this done as soon as possible, because I needed to record and edit this today after doing the runs yesterday. Because I won't have any of the rest of the week to work on it. Otherwise, I probably would have done more runs to get a better time, but I'm okay with this, to be honest. I just wanted to give Tori a reason to get back into doing this run. And, I mean, this is a really funny run to do. I think just the premise of the video is what I wanted, more so than actually doing a good run, just killing Petrus over and over. I think that's really funny. Probably deserves it, too. But yeah, you can see that I block every time I start running forward, because that skips the animation, so it makes you accelerate a little bit faster. I got a good Asylum Demon fight, actually. That's the move that you want him to use every single time. But RNG can be mean sometimes. Yeah, there was no reason for me to do that. That literally just last time, so. And again, there are a couple points where I could easily save time in this run. But again, I just kind of want to get this video out because I want to make sure I have it out. But again, this was a fun run to do, and I am glad that I eventually got sub 230. You can actually walk quite a bit away from Oscar. Wow, I could have saved seconds there too. Like a second there too. But you can actually walk quite a bit away from Oscar as he gives you the keys. So you can be basically outside the room by the time he gives you them, which is, obviously faster. A decent speed quit out. Nothing to write home about, but it was better than my first run. So. And then the Petrus fight was pretty good. I mean, obviously, since I got a decent time. But this is exactly what the Petrus fight was culminating towards. He could have attacked faster, but he didn't, so it's whatever. Yeah, and you riposte, and then throw a firebomb while he's getting up. And then throw another firebomb. There you go. Pretty easy to kill Petrus that quickly. And I'm sure I could have quit out quicker after that, but whatever. And 227. So, your move, Tori. And thank you, Mino, for your speedrun tutorial. You really helped me kill Petrus quicker. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I love you all. I especially want to thank Falcon, I Like Goats, Nikki P. Jones, Tori Kasuda. Hey, there you are again. SD, 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 SSD, SD, XDD, Manarok, V, Emily, and Ryan Rickard for continuing to support the channel. I don't know how to end this.